Now, here's your host, Asley Davis.
Welcome to Sooner Sports Pod. I'm Asley Davis alongside my favorite co-hosts, Haley Huey, Mason Prince. We've also got our enthusiastic and very excited live studio audience here today. Guys, tell us who's in here. Welcome to OU Nightly Sports. The spring game was on Saturday, but who will be the starting quarterback against Akron is yet to be determined.
Welcome to OU Nightly's Big Friday Sports. I'm Mason Prince.
And I'm Asley Davis. We've got an exciting week ahead in sports. Mace, let's get to it.
Let's get to it then.
All right, the OU football team is coming off a tough loss from last weekend's rivalry against Texas. Haley is our winner this week. Congratulations. Don't go anywhere because coming up next, we're here with Eric Stryker. We might even get him to give us a score prediction for this weekend's game. We'll be back right after this. Recently named third-team All-American Buddy Hield has yet to announce his decision to go pro or return for another season at the LNC. The junior guard is projected to go in the first round of the NBA draft, but would leave the Sooners with a significant hole to fill next season. OU Texas weekend is finally here, but with a little less appeal than in previous years. But first things first, Heisman Trophy QB Baker Mayfield is okay and cleared to play against Oklahoma State this weekend. The Sooners head to the Sweet 16 for the first time since the Blake Griffin era. The game against Michigan State will take place on Friday in Syracuse, New York. Blakely Durham has the scoop. Blakely? 8 touchdowns, 710 total offensive yards. You guys got a lot to choose from. Who is your MVP from this weekend's game? I'm here in Anaheim with the victorious Sooners, no longer in the Sweet 16. It's on to the Elite 8. They used the loss to Michigan State last year in the third round to fuel their success and move farther in the tournament this year. But now that they're on to the fourth round, they know the job isn't yet done.
Welcome to OU Nightly's Big Friday Sports. I'm Mason Prince with a fresh face. Asley Davis joins me at the desk today.
Thanks, Mason. It's good to be here. It's a busy weekend in Sooner sports, from national championships to the annual spring game. Welcome back to Sooner Sports Pod. It's time for dynamic duos. You heard earlier from Ty Darlington, and he brought along his teammate and roommate, Connor Knight. Thanks so much for joining us today, guys.
Absolutely.
The football players get pretty competitive in this game, but no pressure. Thanks, Blakely. And a baseball player is putting up some big numbers as well. While the team prepares to play Alcorn State tonight and tomorrow, Colby Carpenter picks up his third Big 12 Player of the Week award. All right, well, your third face-off question comes from Shay. The OU men's basketball team tip off their season on Friday against Washburn. They're currently ranked 8th in the USA Today poll and 8th in the AP poll. But at the end of the season,
will they be ranked higher than they are right now?
And finally, the Easter Bunny went crazy in D.C. yesterday during the president's race. He goes after George Washington and then later goes off the top rope to take down Teddy Roosevelt. The Rabbits' rampage allowed the big guy, William Howard Taft, to win the race.
Yeah, Amy was showing me this video earlier, not realizing that it was a race and thinking the Easter Bunny was just coming out of nowhere.
Just came out of the stands.
Being a little aggressive and tackling people.
Like, who is that man?
It was pretty aggressive, though. It was like kind of out of the
It was
blue.
a competition.
Yes.
Like, we'll let it slide. Yeah.
It was a fun Easter activity.
Yeah.
On behalf of the Sooner Sports Pack crew, thank you for watching at home. Make sure to join us every Monday night. Be sure to like Sooner Sports Pod on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. See you back here next week.
I bet you that. Welcome to OU Nightly's Big Friday Sports. I'm Hunter McKee. It's a fall Friday, so that means football.
And I'm Asley Davis, and if it's football you crave, you came to the right place. The Oklahoma Sooners begin their November to Remember run against the 3 best opponents in the Big 12 tomorrow when they battle the Baylor Bears in Waco. We have blowout coverage for you this evening after Big Friday Sports. Stay tuned for 2 hours of pregame from the Game Day U gang. Welcome back to Sports Pod. It's time for Face-Off, and Mason and Haley battle it out for this week's Face-Off fan favorite. I'm here with Nick from the lacrosse team. We'll talk with him later on, and he'll also help us out with a face-off question later on. But on to question 1, guys. Are you ready? I think OU's knight in shining armor tomorrow is going to be QB Baker Mayfield. Mayfield has yet to let the Sooners down this season and continued to improve in the air, but more importantly on the ground. His run game is essential to the success of this Sooner team, and I think it's been a focus all season long for him and Coach Riley. The Cyclones' D is ranked 6th in the Big 12 and give up on average almost 500 yards a game. Baker's going to have no problem running all over them. The Sooners opened up about how tomorrow's Iowa State game is one to take seriously since the Cyclones' 3 losses were against ranked Big 12 teams. Lincoln Riley also talks about what OU did well against KU last weekend and how it's going to help them on the field tomorrow.
Here's your host, Asley Davis.
Welcome to Sooner Sports Pod. I'm Asley Davis alongside my spectacular co-hosts. We've got Haley Huey and Mason Prince in the house. We've also got a very intelligent and energetic live studio audience. Guys, tell us who's in there.
We have the graduate students in the audience tonight.
That's right, they're excited to be here. They're ready to go.
Yeah, we'll also hear from linebacker Eric Stryker, who led the charge this last weekend, later on in the show.
And coming up later, Mason and I debate which is better, the current linebacking core or the 1985 linebacker core.
Coming up later, we'll hear about Jordan Evans, the homegrown linebacker with family ties to the program.
Which brings us to Launchpad. It's this weekend's top news in OU sports. The Sooners knocked an impressive win over number 23 West Virginia this weekend. The game took place right here in Norman. Baker Mayfield threw for 324 yards, including the 71-yard bomb to Deron Neal, putting the Sooners up 34-24. Late in the fourth quarter, Eric Stryker sacks QB Skylar Howard, forces the ball out. It's retrieved by linebacker Jordan Evans, who makes this 41-yard dash straight into the end zone. Touchdown, Sooners. OU handed West Virginia their first loss of the season. Welcome to OU Nightly's Big Friday Sports. I'm Asley Davis.
And I'm Taylor Newcomb. On Fridays, it is our turn. We're giving you expanded coverage of sports from the University of Oklahoma campus.
As we turn the calendar to November, the Sooners head up to Ames, Iowa. At 5-2 for the Sooners, it's another quality Big 12 matchup. Looking for it as they hope to keep their Big 12 title hopes alive. Welcome back to Sooner Sports Pod. It's time for Face Off, where Mason and Haley debate hot topics. I'm here joined by the pride of Oklahoma's drum major, Kyle Mattingly. We'll have an audience question coming from him later on, but the first question, guys. This weekend, the Sooners scored 7 touchdowns and a field goal against Tulsa. I know there's so many to choose from, but what was y'all's favorite touchdown of this weekend's game? And the loss leaves the Sooners looking at a number 2 or number 4 seed in the upcoming Big 12 tournament, depending on the outcome of Saturday's senior night game against the Jayhawks. Meanwhile, the women won bragging rights last night in Stillwater after the Bedlam rivalry. Welcome back to Sooner Sports Pad. Buddy Hield decided to return for his senior season playing for OU. He was also named Big 12 Preseason Player of the Year last week. Sooner Sports Pad Lindy Simpson sits down with him as he opens up about his decision to return to Norman.
I've been praying every night and stressing.
My key to Saturday's game against KU is for the defense to continue improving and to make a statement. The Sooners learned after the Texas loss they can't overlook any matchups. They need to make sure they stay focused this weekend and take the game seriously. The OU defense needs to continue to make stops and tackles, especially on third downs. We've seen the Sooner D improving week by week, but I feel it. I think this is going to be their statement game. But College Game Day was in Waco this weekend for the primetime matchup and witnessed an amazing victory for OU, handing Baylor their first loss of the season, 44-34. In the second quarter, Baker Mayfield throws this beautiful 39-yard pass to Sterling Shepard, who gets it the pile-on for the second Sooner TD of the game, 13-6. In the third quarter, Mayfield hands it off to Samaje Perine, who delivers a terrific stiff arm. And this 55-yard run straight into the end zone. The Sooners shoot further ahead, 34-20. In the fourth quarter, for the last score of the game, OU seals the deal. Baker scrambles and throws it to wide open Dimitri Flowers in the end zone. The Sooners win by 10 and have their last home game of the season against TCU on Saturday at 7 p.m. Not only did OU hand Baylor their first loss of the season, but their first loss in McLean Stadium. What did the Sooners do well against the Bears? That's a pretty impressive 70-yard field goal, but overall it's been a pretty calm weekend for OU football. The Sooner volleyball team can't say that, though, with their exciting weekend against Texas. 4 for 4. Thank you all so much for joining us tonight. On behalf of the entire Sooner Sports Pads crew, thank you for watching us and join us every Monday night. Be sure to